Hello dear, in this video we are going to learn about the Mughal Empire after Akbar. This is the 10th chapter of history for class 7 ICSE. After Emperor Akbar's death, the task of consolidating and expanding the Mughal Empire fell on Jahangir, Shah Jahan and Aurangzeb. These three rulers held the Mughal Empire together during the 17th century. Aurangzeb was the last of the great Mughals. After him, the Mughal Empire entered a period of decline. Jahangir, his period was 1605 to 1627. After Akbar's death, his son Prince Salim ascended the throne as Jahangir. The word Jahangir means conqueror of the world. Military campaigns. Jahangir inherited a large empire. Jahangir's son, Prince Huzauru, aspired to be the ruler. He revolted against Jahangir. The revolt was crushed and Guru Arjan Dev, the fifth Sikh Guru, was executed for helping Prince Huzauru. Jahangir strengthened the Mughal control over Awadh and Bengal. In 1613, Jahangir defeated Rana Amar Singh, the son of Maharana Pratap of Mewar. Jahangir allowed him to rule over his territories on condition that he would remain loyal to the Mughals. In 1620, Jahangir conquered Ankara. Jahangir also tried to expand the Mughal influence in the Deccan. He captured the Ahmednagar fort. However, Malik Ambar, the military commander of Ahmednagar, did not allow the Mughals to conquer territories in the Deccan. In the northwest, Jahangir lost Kandahar to the Persians. This was a huge loss as major trade routes between India and West Asia passed through Kandahar. Arrival of the English. During Jahangir's reign, many traders from England came to India to obtain trade concessions. In 1612, the English set up a trading post in Surat. Sir Thomas Roe, the ambassador of the King of England, visited the Mughal court in 1615. Jahangir granted him trading rights and concessions. Nur Jahan. Jahangir owed much of his success to his wife, Nur Jahan. He took her advice on important issues. Once, when he fell ill, Nur Jahan managed the affairs of the empire. Gradually, she became so powerful that coins became to be issued in the name of both Jahangir and Nur Jahan. Historians believe that she wielded the real power during the later half of the Jahangir's reign. Nur Jahan's growing power and influence alarmed Princess Khurram, that is, he was later Shah Jahan. The struggle for power intensified after 1625. After Jahangir's death, Nur Jahan retired from public life. Jahangir, the ruler. Jahangir continued with the secular policies of the Akbar. He maintained friendly relations with the Rajputs, married into Rajput families, and gave high post to deserving Rajput chiefs. Like Akbar, Jahangir was a people's ruler. He cared for his subjects and looked after their well-being. Sources say that he installed a chain of justice outside his palace. Whoever heard a complaint against any public officials could ring the bell and speak directly to the emperor. Jahangir was a well-read man. He was very fond of literature and painting. Mughal painting scaled new heights during his reign. Shah Jahan, period 1628 to 1657. Jahangir's death was followed by the tussle of power among his sons. Prince Khurram defeated his brothers and became the ruler. He came to be known as Shah Jahan, meaning ruler of the world. Military campaigns. Shah Jahan's reign witnessed many revolts. The Rajputs of Bundelkhand revolted against the Mughals. Shah Jahan crushed this revolt. Next, there was a revolt in the Deccan. Shah Jahan invaded the Deccan and annexed Ahmednagar in 1633. Bijapur and Golconda also acknowledged Mughal supremacy and signed a peace treaty with Shah Jahan. They agreed to pay an annual tribute to the Mughal emperor. Shah Jahan sent an army to Balkh and Padaskan in Central Asia in order to add Timu's capital, Samarkand, to his empire. This campaign, however, failed. Shah Jahan also failed to recover Kandahar from the Persians. European traders. European traders continued their trading activities. They established trading outposts in different parts of the empire. Shah Jahan kept a close watch on them. When he found out that the Portuguese were creating trouble and not paying customs duties, he defeated them and made them trade on his terms. Shah Jahan, the ruler. Under Shah Jahan, architecture witnessed tremendous growth. He built the Taj Mahal in Agra. He also built a new city called Shah Jahanabad, that is the seventh city of Delhi, and made it his capital. He patronized literature, painting, and music. In 1657, Shah Jahan fell ill. A war of succession broke out among his four sons, Dara Shikoh, Shah Shuja, Aurangzeb, and Murad Baksha. Aurangzeb defeated and killed his main rival, Dara, and imprisoned Shah Jahan in Agra fort. Thereafter, he crowned himself the emperor. Aurangzeb, his period was 1658 to 1707. The last of the great Mughals, Aurangzeb, Alamgir, meaning conqueror of the world, ruled for 49 years, the same as Akbar. His empire covered nearly the whole of India. Aurangzeb's reign can be divided into two phases, from 1658 to 1680 when he was in North India, and then from 1681 to 1707 when he was in the Deccan. Aurangzeb's revolts. The Mughal Empire was at its largest during the reign of Aurangzeb. People were in revolt in various parts of the empire. Much of Aurangzeb's time was spent in crushing those revolts. In northern India, Aurangzeb had increased the land tax from one-third to one-half of the produce. He needed money for maintaining his army. The Jats of the Agra-Madura region, the Satnamis and the Bandlias revolted against the increased land tax. There were revolts in the northwest. The northeastern states had also revolted against the Mughal Empire. The most powerful revolts were that of the Rajputs, the Sikhs, and the Marathas. Little by little, these revolts pushed the Mughal Empire down the path of decline. Next, the Deccan policy. Aurangzeb spent the last 26 years of his reign in the Deccan. He annexed Bijapur in 1686 and Golconda in 1687. However, these conquests did not benefit the empire. It was difficult to administer these regions as they were too far from the capital. War with the Marathas. The Marathas were minor chieftains serving in the kingdoms of Ahmednagar, Bijapur, and Golconda. When these kingdoms grew weak, the Marathas declared themselves independent. They began to control the region around modern Pune. Soon they conquered more territories in the Konkan region. The man who laid the foundation of the powerful Maratha kingdom was Shivaji. Next is Shivaji Bhonsle. Shivaji was born in 1627. He dreamed of establishing a large empire. Aurangzeb considered Shivaji his greatest threat. He sent Shaista Khan to capture Shivaji, but he failed. Aurangzeb then sent Raja Jai Singh to the Deccan. Jai Singh seized the fort of Purandar. Seeing all roads blocked, Shivaji agreed to sign a peace treaty, that is the Treaty of Purantaha in 1665. As per the terms of the treaty, Shivaji went to the Mughal fort at Agra to meet Aurangzeb. Aurangzeb insulted him and put him under house arrest. Shivaji managed to escape and renewed his hostilities with the Mughals. He declared himself the independent ruler of the Maratha kingdom. In 1674, Shivaji crowned himself a king. He took the title of Chhatrapati. He used his period to strengthen his hold over the territories under his control. He died in 1680, leaving behind the powerful kingdom. Aurangzeb could not crush the Maratha power. Even after realizing that the Marathas were a powerful enemy, he did not try to make peace with them. This weakened the Mughal Empire. The Deccan policy of Aurangzeb was failure. He failed to subdue the Marathas. Continuous war emptied the treasury and led to loss of manpower. Due to Aurangzeb's long absence from the north, administration suffered. Revolts challenging the Mughal authority also broke out. War with the Sikhs. Guru Nanak laid the foundation of Sikhism. By the 17th century, Sikhism had become very popular among the peasants and artisans of the Punjab. The Sikhs and the Mughals were generally on friendly terms. However, the execution of the fifth Sikh Guru, Guru Arjan Dev, strained the Mughal-Sikh relations. The ninth king, Guru Tegh Bahadur, criticized Aurangzeb's religious policy. This led to his execution, which turned the Sikhs against the Mughals. The tenth Guru, Guru Gobind Singh, organized the Sikhs into the disciplined military group called the Khalsa. He inspired his soldiers to fight the Mughals. The Khalsa refused to accept Mughal authority and often revolted against it. In the 18th century, the Sikhs established a powerful kingdom. Aurangzeb the ruler. Aurangzeb gave up Akbar's policy of tolerance. He became very unpopular when he reintroduced jizya. His policies contributed to the downfall of the empire. Causes for the decline of the Mughal Empire. Aurangzeb failed to solve the problems that the empire was facing. His prolonged absence from the north weakened the administration. Frequent outbreak of revolts left Aurangzeb with no time to consolidate the empire. His fight with the Sikhs and the Marathas and his Deccan campaign were a big drain on the Mughal treasury. Aurangzeb's successors were weak and ineffective. They left the affairs of the empire in the hands of their nobles and governors. Many of these governors established independent kingdoms, which then became rebel centers of the power. Cultural developments. First, let's see the architecture. Architecture during the Mughal period was much more grand and magnificent than during the preceding centuries. The trend of using Central Persian and regional styles of architecture continued. Let's see Jahangir period architecture. Building activity slowed down during Jahangir's reign. He built the tomb of Akbar in Sikandra, that is near Agra. It has a gateway with four minarets in white marble at the four corners. The main tomb is decorated with white marble and colored stones. The tomb of Itmat Uddallah, that is Nur Jahan's father in Agra, was built by Nur Jahan. Its exterior has exquisite ornamentation in white marble. Precious and semi-precious stones have been fashioned into the marble. Next, Shah Jahan period architecture. The Mughal architecture reached perfection during the reign of Shah Jahan. He is often called the engineer king and he built large number of monuments, especially in Agra and Delhi. These monuments have the finest features of Indian Persian and Circulation architecture. Under Shah Jahan, there was a change in style as well as in the materials used. The emphasis was now on uniformity and symmetry. Red sandstone, popular under Akbar and Jahangir, was replaced with white marble. Walls were decorated with precious and semi-precious stones. This method of decoration is known as theatre. Domes and minarets featured in most monuments. The interiors had multiple columns, curved roofs, and big and small arches. Floral motifs and the calligraphic verses from the Holy Quran were used in most monuments. Shah Jahan is immortal for his most famous creation, the Taj Mahal in Agra. He built it in the memory of his wife Mumtaz Mahal. The monument is as tall as 20-story skyscraper. Over 20,000 laborers took nearly 22 years to build it. The chief architecture were Ustad Khan Effendi and his people Ustad Ahmad Lahori. Other well-known buildings of Shah Jahan include the Red Fort and the Jama Masjid in Delhi and the Moti Masjid in Agra. The well-balanced domes, decorated arches and tall minarets make these monuments look very striking and beautiful. Then Aurangzeb architecture. Architectural innovation stopped under Aurangzeb. Most of his buildings were mere copies of the earliest one. Then painting. The art of painting developed most under Jahangir. He introduced some features of European style such as the element of perspective. Some famous painters of his time was Baghdad, Palchand, Basavan, Pitcher, Krishan Das, Daulat, Gauravdan, Inayat, Kanka, Manohar, Mansoor, Murat, Nanda and Shankar. Some of them lived in the court of Shah Jahan. The painters used bright colors such as peacock blue and red. The themes of paintings are varied. Popular themes included scenes from the royal court, battles, royal hunts, nature scenes that is for animals, birds and flowers, scenes depicting everyday life, themes from mythology and episodes from Hindu epics of Persian classics. Some painters also decorated books with beautiful miniatures. The reign of Aurangzeb witnessed a decline in painting. With the decline of Mughal Empire, many painters migrated to the regional kingdoms.